Hi, my name is Grant. I'm going to show you how to use the Bondmaster. Right now we have an R28 Alpha controller in here. You can see the current temperature is 147 Celsius and the program is stopped. If you press the set button once, SA pops up. This is your current temperature, so we have it set to 232 Celsius. If you hit the set again, this setting comes up. This is how long it's going to how long it's going to take the controller to reach 232 Celsius. So we gave the controller a minute to reach 232 Celsius. We hit it again, R1A pops up. This is your actual profile length. So we have it set for 7 minutes. And all these settings can be changed. If you hit the RS button, it allows you to cycle through which number you're changing. If you hit the arrows, you can go down to 6 minutes, you can go up to 8 minutes. Okay? And you can do this on any of the other menus. If you hit set, it brings you back down to your actual menu where it's 120 Celsius. The head is cooling down and the profile is stopped. But again, if you hit set, you can change your temperature. So we could go to 222 degrees, 242 degrees, whichever way you want to go right now. So I have it set to 232 degrees. And again, if you just hit set, it brings you back to your default profile. Okay, so now we have the controller all set up. This machine can be run in two separate ways. It can be ran via a foot pedal or continuous mode. A foot pedal is simply you plug a foot pedal into the back of the machine with a DIN plug, push down your foot pedal, and the profile will start. If you don't want to use a foot pedal, you can switch to continuous mode, which basically tells the machine to start its profile. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to clamp down the circuit. I've already pre-measured this to line it up. And I'm going to flip the control to continuous. And as you see, this little time pops up. This is your remaining time left on your profile. So 6 minutes and 53 seconds, this profile will be finished. This controller will slowly ramp up to 233 Celsius. So the end of about 6 minutes, this controller will read 233 Celsius. I'll come back at the end of the video and show you how I've taken this piece of circuit off of the other circuit board. So the profile just finished. I'm going to lift up my clamp, bring this to a work surface, and I've been working on this circuit right here. So if I just take my spatula and slide it under, it will lift right on up. It's kind of difficult one-handed. There we go. Now we have lifted up that circuit. So in the next video I will show you how to reattach that circuit. Okay, so I've already lined up the circuit board. I'm going to clamp it down. There we go. Make sure I have a nice even contact across the board. As you can see, this the controller is stopped and it's starting to cool down. You can always tell if the controller or the profile is running or not because it would either say stopped. If it's just numbers here, it actually means the controller is still holding its temperature. It only will stop holding its temperature once it reaches stop. So now that I have got my board all lined up, my controller is starting to cool down, I'm going to turn back onto the continuous mode. And as you can see right here, the profile has started again for 7 minutes, and the temperature is going to start climbing here in a second. But I will come back once the profile has ran its course, and the controller has heated it back up to 233 degrees. Okay, so the profile has just finished. You see how the profile is reading stop, and the controller is starting to cool itself. While I'm going to lift up the clamp, and while the circuit board cools, I'm going to show you some of the other settings on the controller. So if you hold down the set button for 8 seconds, you hit another menu. This is the mode menu. This allows you to choose what kind of profile you're running on the controller. So right now we have you set up as a manual mode, and the manual mode allows the continuous or the foot pedal to work. If you select the arrow buttons, you go into ramp mode, which is R-A-M-P. This allows you to do soaks, so you can bring your temperature up to 100 degrees, allow it to soak for 2 minutes, and then the controller will bring the temperature up to 250 degrees, allow it to soak for 2 minutes, and then go up to 300 degrees, allow it to soak for 2 minutes, and then finally ending at 400 degrees and soaking for 2 minutes. All those parameters are changeable inside the controller. We have that set up for you. We have a high temperature setup for you, which reaches 475 degrees, and we have a low temperature setup for you, which reaches 250 degrees, I think. The next setting is a timer 2 and a timer 1. And all these really modes do is basically run the controller for a certain amount of time at a certain temperature, kind of like manual mode, except it just does it automatically. We have T1 set up for you, and to go back to manual mode, which is what we are running this current profile on, you just hit the arrow again until it hits manual mode. To get out of this setting, you simply hold down the RS key. There we go, and we're out. So now you can see the controller is back to its default profile menu, which shows you the current temperature and what the controller's settings are actually doing, so it's stopped right now. There are two ways of stopping the controller. You can hold down the RS key during the profile and it will stop the controller instantly. Or if you're running a foot pedal, you double tap the foot pedal and it will stop the profile. So now we have enough time for the circuit to cool down. We can move it to our work area over here. And you can see that we have successively adhered the circuit to the circuit. So here it is. Okay, so we've ran the controller at 233 degrees for 7 minutes. We were able to take this circuit off and reapply this circuit. That's pretty much how the machine operates. Again, walking through the controller, the set button will bring you to, if you just simply click it once, it will bring you to the temperature, the ramp, and the timer on the profile itself. And if you hold down the button for 8 seconds, you go into the mode menu, which brings you to your manual and your ramp and your timer modes. Okay, so I'm going to put this back to manual mode for you. And to exit that, you just scroll through your set button until you hit stop. There you go. And to reset the machine, you just, without a foot pedal plugged in, you just flip it down to foot pedal, and now it's ready to go. When you want to do your profile, you just flip it up to continuous. If you have a foot pedal attached to it, you just double click the foot pedal and that will stop the profile itself.